All right, let's cut right to the chase. Welcome to this explainer. If you've been banging your head against the wall trying to sort through all the endless, conflicting fitness noise out there, trust me, I get it. You are definitely in the right place. Today, we're diving into the direct source material to build a structured, scientifically backed blueprint that shows us exactly what actually works.
So let's tackle the giant elephant in the room. What is the absolute best exercise for weight loss? I mean, let's be honest, we've all gone down that late night internet rabbit hole searching for something incredibly specific and slightly absurd, like the fourth best weight loss exercise I can repeat daily for fast results, right? We are all so tempted by the idea of a magic bullet, just one secret hack or a singular movement we can do every single day to watch the pounds melt away. But, spoiler alert, the actual science tells a completely different and, frankly, way more empowering story.
Okay, looking at the raw data here from Healthline, if we're just talking sheer calorie burn for an hour of activity, high impact cardio is king. For example, for a 155-pound person, running absolutely torches around 808 calories an hour. Water polo, that hits about 703, and bicycling comes in at 596. Pretty impressive, right? But here's the massive catch. Just chasing the absolute highest immediate calorie burn is not a sustainable daily strategy. I mean, you literally cannot run at top speed or play an hour of intense water polo every single day without completely burning out, or worse, wrecking your joints.
So, that brings us to section 1, the weight loss myth, cardio versus strength. For decades, people thought grinding out long, brutal cardio sessions was the only way to lose weight. Let's completely dismantle that idea right now. The physiological difference between these two types of exercise is actually kind of wild. So, cardio is fantastic at burning a ton of calories while you're actively doing it. But the second you step off that treadmill, that elevated calorie burn drops off a cliff. Strength training, on the other hand, well, it might burn fewer calories while you're physically sweating in the gym, but you're building muscle. And muscle acts like a 24/7 metabolic engine, keeping your metabolism revved up even when you're in a caloric deficit.
Check out this number, 6 to 10. Every single pound of muscle you build burns about 6 to 10 extra calories a day just resting. Now that might sound super modest per pound, but multiply that by your total lean mass over months and years, you've essentially built a fat-burning furnace inside your own body. Seriously, this is exactly why a 2023 study in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that adding strength training to a calorie-controlled diet led to 21% more fat loss than just dieting alone. Strength training isn't just a nice option, it is the absolutely crucial foundation of your routine.
Moving right along to section 2, high-intensity interval training, or as we all know it, HIIT.
Now, if you are always on a time crunch, this data is going to be your best friend. Research clearly shows that HIIT, where you alternate those short, crazy bursts of maximum effort with brief recovery periods, burns 25 to 30% more calories than steady-state cardio in the exact same time frame. It is the ultimate time hack. You get to do more work, stimulate more muscle, and burn significantly more calories in a quick 20-minute HIIT session than you ever would slogging through a 45-minute jog.
But wait, it gets better. The magic of HIIT doesn't just stop when you hit the showers. Thanks to a physiological process called EPOC, excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, or just the afterburn effect, your body needs so much oxygen to recover from those intense intervals that your metabolism stays jacked up for up to 24 hours. Let that sink in for a second. You are literally burning extra fat while sitting on the couch binge-watching TV later that evening.
To give you a real-world example of this, think about the kettlebell swing. The legendary strength coach Dan John calls the kettlebell swing a fat-burning athlete builder. And man, the data totally backs him up. One study actually showed people burning a mind-blowing 20 calories per minute doing a kettlebell HIIT workout. That's 400 calories in just 20 minutes. It's the perfect example of how explosive interval-style movements can just rapidly transform your body composition.
All right, on to section 3, walking, the underrated daily weapon.
Okay, so remember earlier when we were talking about that desperate search for an exercise you can repeat every single day? Well, here is your actual secret weapon. Let's break down exactly why walking is the one exercise you can and absolutely should do daily. If you consistently hit around 8,000 to 10,000 steps, you're secretly burning an extra 300 to 500 calories a day. Over a week, that alone can equal up to a pound of fat loss. But honestly, the absolute best part? Zero recovery demand. It doesn't fry your central nervous system, it actually lowers your stress and cortisol levels, and it won't mess with your ability to lift weights or do your HIIT workouts. It is the perfect daily metabolic baseline.
So how do we fit all these puzzle pieces together? Well, Rigorous comparative studies, like the ones in the Journal of Health, Wellness, and Community Research, looked at aerobic versus resistance training in obese adults. The consensus is crystal clear. Aerobic exercise is great for dropping body fat percentage and boosting endurance, but resistance training is completely unmatched for building muscle mass. The real magic, though, that happens when you stop forcing yourself to choose between them.
And this brings us to the absolute climax of the data. A massive 2024 systematic review in sports medicine found that combined programs, so we're talking strength training plus cardio intervals plus daily movement, produce a staggering 40% greater fat loss than just doing any one of those modalities on its own. 40%. Synergy is your real weight loss tool here, not some mythical magic bullet exercise.
Let's bring it all home in Section 4, your optimal weekly schedule.
Let's take all this science and turn it into a highly actionable master plan you can actually start using tomorrow. Experts, like the folks at Gold's Gym, generally recommend a really solid 5-day training, 2-day rest split. That means 3 days dedicated to full body strength, building that metabolic engine we talked about, then 2 days for your steady cardio or those time-saving HIIT sessions. This structure gives you the perfect balance of high intensity to completely change your body composition without completely burning you out.
And please, pay close attention to what you're not doing on those off days. Look, skipping rest doesn't make you tougher. It just makes you slower and weaker. Your muscles aren't actually growing, and your fat isn't efficiently burning while you're sweating buckets in the gym. Those physiological changes, they happen while you recover. So those 2 rest days on the schedule, they are 100% non-negotiable if you want long-term sustainable success.
So if you take nothing else away from this explainer, remember these 3 synergistic pillars. Pillar 1, 2 to 3 strength sessions a week to build and protect your resting metabolism. Pillar 2, 1 to 2 HIIT or cardio sessions to maximize your cardiovascular calorie burn. And Pillar 3, 8,000 or more steps every single day as your zero recovery, constant metabolic baseline. This is the scientifically proven triad that just flat out outperforms everything else. Which leaves us with one final thought. Are you finally ready to stop searching for that one daily magic bullet and start building your ultimate sustainable combination? The data has shown us exactly what to do and exactly why it works. Now the execution, that is entirely in your hands. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer. I really hope this structure empowers you, and I seriously can't wait to see you put this blueprint into action.